Welcome back to my next playthrough series as voted upon in the community channel. Yes, the winner, Lost Ruins of Arnak. I do have both expansions. I am only going to be playing the base game here because we'll throw the expansions in at a later playthrough. There's lots to kind of go over. It's not super complicated, but you know me, I will probably mess things up. I have swapped out a couple of components. We will be using the Final Girl meeples. There's two red ones that come in Final Girl, so I'm going to be using them on the red campsite, which is our archaeologists. And I'm using the yellow ones that come with Final Girl for the AI. Because basically the meeples that come in the game are 4 different colors of these great big honking wooden things, which are very nice, but they're all 4 different colors, and I am filming, and just to try to keep things somewhat organized, we're going to be using yellow for our AI player against us, a rival expedition, and we'll be using the 2 red ones. So there we go. That's how we're going to do it. Okay, I'll quickly go over the setup. When you do a solo game, you block off the 2 boot locations. These are all your 5 base camps. And in a nutshell, if you go here, you get like 2 gold, 2 compasses, 2 tablets, an arrowhead. You can play 1 card to get a ruby. Things I'll explain as we play. These are level 1 dig sites. They all have little artifacts here worth 3 points at the end of the game. I should say the game itself, we are playing against the AI player. We are trying to get more points than they have. That's bottom line. The AI player has a stack of 10 AI cards. I'm using all of the easy AI cards. There's green ones and there are red ones. There's 5 that you always use of the 10, no matter what difficulty level you're playing. And then there are 5 other cards. There are 5 green versions and 5 red versions. I'm using all the green versions. I probably won't win anyway, but we'll see how we do. So this is kind of the board. Here's our research track. The AI uses only the magnifying glass. That's all they're going to move up the track. We will be using our magnifying glass and our notebook. And I don't know if you can see very well here, but there's like the symbol for the magnifying glass on the upper and the notebook on the bottom. Will make sense as we play. Let's take a couple of looks at the rest of the board so we can buy items, we can research for artifacts, we can research. We're all looking to get as many points. We're going to take 1 look up here, 1 look up there, and then I think we will get into some gameplay right away. Alright, so to organize the board, we have our level 1 dig sites shuffled up face down, our level 2 dig sites shuffled up face down, and we have our guardian monsters shuffled up face down. There are 3 stacks of 4 assistants that we, as we research up the research track, can possibly get a hold of. We can have a possibility of having 2 assistants with us. We start the game with 1 compass and 1 gold because we're second player. The AI always goes first every turn. We have a basic deck of 5 or 6 cards, 2 fear cards, which can give us a boot symbol, 2 gold and 2 expedition cards. Again, I'll explain as we play. We're going to shuffle that, but we're going to be drawing 5 cards on our turn. This basically tells you these are all the main actions. So you can do 1 main action on your turn. Any number of free actions. Free actions have a lightning bolt symbol. Okay, so everything's been set up. We'll take a quick look at the top of the board, and then I think we'll get into some gameplay, and you'll very quickly see how things play. And I should say the game is played over a series of 5 rounds, and we have the moon staff here, so this will be round 1, round 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we score points. This track here, the research track, is basically trying to discover the temple, Lost Temple, which is, if you get all the way up here, which is not easy. The AI can probably get there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So starting off, we have the Ruins of the Dead, and I'll explain these if and when we buy them. So basically, relics or artifacts are to the left of the moon staff. Items are to the right. So when we start our first round, we have 1 artifact and 4 items. Sorry, 5 items. In the second round, we'll have 2 artifacts, 4 items, and so on as we go along. Okay, without further ado, I think I will try to explain things as we go. And on the research track, you'll see these tokens here. The first player to get to these tokens, AI or us, the AI just discards the token. They don't get fear cards, they don't collect gold and arrowheads, nothing. They're just all looking for the points, and they're basically blocking us from doing things, is kind of what the AI is doing, and they're going to be creeping up the track and getting as many points. They will be buying items and artifacts as they go along as well, and they just go into a pile for points at the end of the game. All right, let's start. So to begin the turn, the AI always goes first at the beginning of every turn because they cheat. So let's go over to the AI area and explain briefly how that works, and then they're just going to have the first turn. All right, so here we have the AI area with the Final Girl tokens. Again, I'm just using these Final Girl meeples so that I can keep things organized, because otherwise they would have like 2 blue and then 2 green and 2 yellow, and I don't really want to play that way because I'm going to get myself all messed up. So how does this AI deck work? We make sure the dark is at the bottom, the lighter is at the top. We just shuffle. They're just little thick cardboard tokens. They have iconography on them. Half of them point to the left, half of them point to the right, and that's for decision making. You'll see how this works here in a second. All right, so shuffled up. Now the AI will play all 10 every turn. It doesn't matter how many turns we play or not. And we should have drawn our 5 cards, but we'll do that when it gets to be our turn. So very first turn of the game, they go first, and what are they doing? Okay, so a little bit of iconography. This is the green version. So if we were on round 5, you see the X there would do nothing. But because we're, of course, on round 1, this means if there was a meeple from our rival expedition, the AI expedition, on a dig site that had a guardian, they would defeat the guardian, put it face down here, would be worth 5 points at the end of the game. But because obviously no dig site's even been looked at yet, they are going to immediately drop down. They will research. Unless it's the 5th turn, they'll do nothing. But they will research. Well, how does that work? Well, they just advance up the research track because that's what they can do. And I suddenly realized, because I had played a game myself beforehand trying to learn all the rules, that I had the wrong colored tokens down here. We are going to be the red player. So we've got a red magnifying glass, a red research book. They are the yellow player with their yellow meeples. And away they go. And so they are going to go up the track. But as you can see, there's actually 2 locations. They can go up this way or they can go up this way. So you look at the top card of the AI deck, it is pointing to the right. So they will go up the right track. So they just go right there. Now they do not collect gold. They do not pass go, collect 200. They don't do any of this stuff. So they just get here and that's it. And it's worth, you can see here in the purple, these are worth victory points at the end of the game. So currently right now, he'll be getting 1 victory point. That's it for the AI. It's that simple. He's got a deck of cards. He just does whatever his card says, and there's 10 of them. So that's their first turn. All right, we have our first turn, but we need to drop some cards. All right, for our first turn, we will take our 6 cards. 2 fear, 2 exploration, 2 goal, or 2 research. I forget what it's called. Funding. 2 funding cards. So we get 6 cards. We're going to be drawing 5. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so what happens with these cards is they're basically in our hand, and then we play them, that they don't go into a discard pile stuff until the very end of the turn. So we have a fear card. Now they do have a boot symbol. These cards are dual purpose. They'll have something you can do here by playing the card, or they can be used for transportation to some of the sites. So fear is actually, it gives us -1 point at the end of the game, but it allows us to travel to one of the sites via boot symbol. So you can see funding here has a vehicle symbol, travel on the top, but as for no action, that's the lightning bolt. We can just gain a gold for that. We have another fear card, so we have both fear cards. We have an exploration, which is a boat symbol for traveling. We have a lightning bolt symbol, which means we can get a compass, and we have another funding. So these are the 5 cards we have. I'm just going to play them down here so that I can see exactly what I have. And I'll put them off to the side, sideways as I play them. We also start with 1 compass, 1 gold, so we can see what it is we need to do. We have, of course, our 2 expedition members that can go on expedition. All right, I have to think about what we want to do. Now, we can do any number of lightning bolt actions, like I can just tap all 3 of these cards, so to speak. We can get 2 gold and a compass right now if we want, but then we just have 2 fear. We can use the fear to go to one of the boot camps, hence the boot, and collect the icons there. So, as again, for our main actions, we'll come right back and we'll decide what we want to do for our first action. So we just basically alternate turns, AI player, then we go, AI player, we go back and forth. All right, let me figure out what I want to do for the first turn. All right, so I think I'm going to take one of our expedition members and we're going to go and do a dig at one of the basic campsites, dig sites. And so we can then play one of our fear cards for a boot symbol. And as you can see, there's a boot symbol at each one of the boot camps. So we can go to any one of these. Nothing's blocked yet. If we want to explore a new dig site, which will be up here, we would need to spend 3 compasses. Of course, we start the game with 1 compass. We'd have to spend 3 compasses and then either the vehicle icon here, like on our funding card, to travel to these digs, locate these dig sites, or the boat symbol here, which is basically on our, we have different funding. We have 2 funding cards and an exploration card. I also have an exploration with a boat. So, what we could do right now, if we really want to, which might be an idea, we're going to go to boot camp, one of them. We're going to spend the boot, so I'm just going to turn my card sideways off to the side. It's considered to be played. And we're going to take our first little red meeple, and we're going to go here to this this site, and we're going to dig here at this campsite, and we're going to get 2 compasses for doing it. So you get what the icons are showing there. That's going to give us 2 more compasses. So now we have a total of 3 compasses. So we do have 1 more expedition member. For our next turn, we could actually go up here to one of these, and there are 4 of them up here. You're only seeing the bottom 4 here. There's 4 more at the top. We could probably do that. All right, that's very quickly a main action for us. Back to the AI player. All right, over to the AI player, and their next token is going to be, this time, these are the green ones, of course. They're looking to buy an item, and they will buy the item that is the least amount of victory points. So that's what that symbology is all about. So let's take a look at the items. They're going for the least victory points, the one that's farthest to the left. Let's take a look. All right, so taking a look at the items, the least victory points looks like there's a 2, then a 1. So this is the one they are going to scoop. They're going to scoop the theodolite. And that'll be worth 1 victory point at the end of the game. That just goes into the card pile in the AI player's area. All the other items then will slide down, and the farthest one to the right will be replaced. All right, that's the AI going. Over we go back to our expedition and see what we're going to do. All right, I kind of like the idea of buying some items as well, so I think we're going to use these. These don't cost our main action because we're just going to tap them both. So we're using both of them. That's going to gain us a couple of gold coins, which means we now have 3 compasses and 3 gold coins. Now, we could go on another expedition, or we could buy an item. I think I want to buy an item. I see something I really like for 3 gold, so let's go take a look at it. And the item I really like for 3 gold is the dog, because the dog allows us to just, well, we get a navigation when we play him, and we can activate an unoccupied campsite, which means you just get the benefits of the campsite without having to put one of your expedition members there. So boom, this is going to go on the bottom of our draw deck. We only have 1 card on our draw deck, so this is going to go on the bottom. So now we have 2 cards in our draw deck, and yes, that cost us 3 gold coins. So boom, 3 gold coins. Yes, items will slide down towards the moonstaff and be replaced, just like that. Okay, let's have the AI go again. Alright, the AI is going once again, and they are just going, this time they are going to buy the artifact which is the least points. Well, there's only one out there, so they're just going to scoop it. Luckily for us, the artifact they're scooping, the only one out there, is only worth 1 point, so that's not bad. It will then be replaced. I'll just stretch over there. It'll be replaced with the Guardian Crown. Ooh, 4 to get that one, worth 2 points. All right, we're going to end off our episode today with us taking one more turn. Okay, I think we are going to use our three navigation tokens and our boat symbol to go to a level 1 dig site. That's going to be well, actually, no, it's going to work out. Okay, so we're using the boat symbol, and we're paying 3 of our navigations, and we're going to send this guy on an expedition. Alright, so how it works is when you first discover one of these level 1 dig sites, you have to play the 3 compasses. Once the site is discovered, you don't have to pay this anymore, you just have to pay the travel symbol. Because we played the boat symbol, we can go to either of these 4 level 1 boat locations. I want to go to this one, and we're going to retrieve this artifact. Or this idol, I should say. This is an idol. And we get the effect immediately that's showing on the idol. It's also worth 3 points at the end of the game. This means we can exile a card that we've played or a card in our hand. We have both of our fear cards on us right now, and then you flip this over. So I'm going to put that on our campsite. We're going to take our fear card that's in our hand, and we're going to get rid of it. Back to the pile you go. Now, the other thing we have to do here is we have to, of course, go ahead and take the top tile of the level 1. Ooh, what the heck is this? So now we get the benefits here because we're messing around at this location. We're going to get 1 gold and 2 tablets, which is awesome. So we gain a gold, that goes to our campsite, and we get 2 tablets, which are these nice little plastic tokens that come with the game. 2 tablets. All right, not bad. I like that. However, with every new level 1 or level 2 dig site, it also comes with a Guardian. So we take the top of the shuffled Guardian deck, and the Guardian is going to be, oh my gosh, a giant bird-looking thing. And you need an airplane symbol. Now you can pay 2 gold to get this symbol, and an arrowhead, which we do not have. So there's that. If we want to defeat the Guardian. And he's worth 5 points at the end of the game. Now, if we end our entire turn there and we have to retrieve our archaeologist, we also get a fear card because of this guy. But you know what? I have a plan for that. So that's all that's going to happen. We're going to leave it off there for today. And I'll back the camera out and we'll wrap it up. Alright, well that's going to wrap up our episode for today. So we didn't do any researching at all on the research track. We have gone to a couple of dig sites. We've gone to a brand new one. That's pretty cool. And I have a plan to how we're going to defeat this guy. Well, we'll see that in the next episode. And yes, I didn't mention, but the AI player gets 6 archaeologists, and you'll see those come into play as we get farther down his AI deck. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, and likes. This is the Lost Ruins of Arnak, and we're playing the basic game against the AI player, and we're going to see if we can get more points than they get. And yeah, so thanks so much. I hope you join me tomorrow for the continuation. Lost Ruins of Arnak.